Hello everyone. Welcome back to another lecture on reasoning ability and problem solving. In today's lecture, we will discuss some practice questions from analogy. So let us begin. Now, before we start discussing these questions, I have told you that you should remember what is the difference between odd and even numbers. Basically, odd numbers are those numbers that end with 1, 3, 5, 7 or 9. That means these are the last digit. And even numbers are those whose end with 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. These are the last digits. Correct? Then you should know what are prime numbers. Prime numbers at least 1 to 100. What are the prime numbers between 1 to 100? Between 1 to 100, how many prime numbers are there? There are 25 prime numbers between 1 to 100. So we have 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, 47, 53, 59, 61, 67, 71, 73, 79, 83, 89 and 97. So these are your prime numbers between 1 to 100. Okay, 25 prime numbers. Then you should know the squares of at least 1 to 30. Correct? And you should know cubes of at least 1 to 20. This much information I recommend for you to remember. So let us start solving with question number 1. Question number 1, 48 is to 122 and we have to find out this missing term 168 is to what? Now in analogy there were two steps. First step was find the relationship or find the relation between both the elements in pair 1. Correct? So this is our pair 1. This is our pair 2. So we have to first find the relation between both the elements in pair 1. Second step is to use the exact same logic or same pattern to find the missing element in pair 2. So basically find the relation between both elements in pair 1 and then use the same logic to find the missing element in pair 2. Using these two steps, we can solve any question on analogy. So let us look at this question. Now, if you look at these numbers, 48 is very close to 49 and 122 is very close to 121. Correct? Similarly, 168 is very close to 169. Now, what is 49? 49 is 7 square and 121 is 11 square. Correct? 169 is 13 square. So basically this is 7 square minus 1 and this is 11 square plus 1. Correct? This is 13 square minus 1. Correct? So now between 7 and 11, how much is the difference? 4. So 4 difference will bring me to 17. So now it will be 17 square. And here we had minus 1, then we had plus 1. So if here we have minus 1, it will be plus 1. What is the value of 17 square? 289. And if I add 1 in it, I will get 290, which will be my answer. 290 will be my answer, which is option number 2. Okay? Option number 2 is the answer. Clear? Moving on to question number 2. Question number 2, we have 68, 130. We have a missing term and we have 350. And we have to find this missing term. So again, two steps we will follow. First, we will find the relationship between first pair. And then we will find the missing element in the second pair. Correct? This is the pattern. Now, between 68 and 130, if you remember cubes, you know 4 cube is 64. Correct? 5 cube is 125. 6 cube is 216 and 7 cube is 343. Correct? You should remember these cubes. Now 68 is basically 4 cube plus 4. 64 plus 4 will give me 68. 130 is 5 cube plus 5. 125 plus 5 will give me 130. Correct? Similarly, over here, 350. If I add 7 cube and 7, so 7 cube is 343. And if in that I will add 7, I will get 350. So now can you see a pattern? Basically, we are taking a number, we are cubing it and adding the same number. Then we move on to the next number, we cube it and add the same number. So here in the missing term, I will get cube, correct? Previous number plus I will add this. So 216 plus 6 will give me 222. So 222 will be the missing element over here, which is given in option number 2. So option number 2 will be the correct answer. Okay. Question number 3. We have 182. We have a missing element 210 and 380. So this is pair 1 and this is pair 2. So basically we will find the relationship between pair 2, correct, between the elements of pair 2, and based on that exact same relationship we will find the missing element in pair 1. Correct? We will find the missing element in pair 1. So now 210 and 380, how are they related? So if you remember, 15 square is how much? 225. Correct? And 20 square is 400. This is how much short than 210? So what is the difference between 225 and 210? It is 15. Similarly, what is the difference between 400 and 380? It is 20. So 210 is basically 15 square minus 15 and 380 is basically 20 square minus 20. Similarly, 182. If you look at 182, what is 14 square? 196. Correct? And if I subtract 14, I will get 182. So this is 14 square minus 14. Now if you look at the relationship between 15 and 20. 15 and 20. This is plus 5. Correct? So here also we will go plus 5. So 14 plus 5 will give me 19. So I will get 19 square minus 19. What is the value of 19 square? 19 square is equal to 361. And if I subtract 19 from it, how much will I get? This will be 5, this will be 11. So this will be 2, this will be 4, this will be 3. I'll get 342. 342 will be the answer which is given in option number 1. So option number 1 will be the correct answer to this question. Clear? Okay. Moving on to question number 4. Question number 4, this is the first pair. So first we will find the relationship between first pair and then we will find the relationship of the missing element in the second pair. So here we should have a dot. Okay. Missing element in the second pair. Now if you remember, 25 is basically 5 square and 37 can be written as 6 square plus 1. How? 6 square is 36. So here we have a number, we have squared it. Then the next element is basically the next number square plus 1. So 49 is 7 square. So the next number will be 8 square plus 1. What is the value of 8 square? 64. So plus 1 will give me 65, which will be the answer. 65 will be the answer which is given in option number 2. Okay. Option number 2 is the answer. Question number 5. Question number 5, we have 122, 170, 290 and we have to find out. So here 122 is basically very close to 121. 170 is very close to 169. Correct? Similarly, 290 is very close to 289. So 121 or 120 can be written as 11 square plus 1. This can be written as 13 square plus 1. Correct? 289 is basically 17 square plus 1. So over here we have 11 and 13. That means increment of 2. So here also we will go increment of 2. So if I go increment of 2, I'll get 19 square plus 1. What is the value of 19? What is the value of 19? It is 361. So if I add 1 in it, I will get 362. So 362 will be the missing element. My answer will be option number 1, 362. Okay, this will be my answer. Now, moving on to question number 6. Question number 6, we have 5, 36 and 6, and then we have to find the next number. So this is the first pair, correct? This is our first pair and this is our second pair. So what are the steps? First step, find the relationship or find the relation between elements of pair 1, correct? This is our first step. Second is find the or use the exact same relationship or exact same logic, or you can say pattern, to find the missing element in pair 2, correct? Missing element in pair 2. This is the logic. This is how we solve questions on analogy. So over here I can see 5 and then 36 can be written as 6 square plus 1. So what is the relationship between 5 and 6? Basically plus 1, correct? So this is 6. So the next number will be plus 1, which is 7. So it will be 7 square plus 1. 7 square plus 1 will be 49 plus 1, which is equals to 50. So 50 will be the answer to this question. Clear? Now, moving on to question number 7. Before this, let us revise the squares. Let us revise some squares and cubes. What is the square of 1? 1. 2 square is 4. 3 square is 9. 4 square is 16. 5 square is 25. 6 square is 36. 7 square is 49. 8 square is 64. 9 square is 81. 10 square is 100. Correct? 11 square is 121. 12 square is 144. 13 square is 169. 14 square is 196. 15 square is 225. Correct? 16 square is 256. 17 square is 289. 18 square is 324. 19 square is 361. And your 20 square is 400. Correct? 21 square, how much is it? 441. 22 square is 484. 23 square is 529. 24 square is 576. 25 square is 625. Correct? 26 square is 676. 27 square is 729. 28 square is 784. 29 square is 841 and 30 square is 900. Correct? What are the cubes? Let us revise the cubes. Cubes, 1 cube is 1. 2 cube is 8. 3 cube is 9. 3 cube is 27. 4 cube is 64. 5 cube is 125. 6 cube is 216. 7 cube is 343. 8 cube is 512. 9 cube is 729. And 10 cube is 1000. Correct? Moving on to 11 cube. 1331. 12 cube. 1728. 13 cube. 2197. 14 cube. 2744. 15 cube is 3375. 16 cube 4096. 17 cube 4913. 18 cube 5832. 19 cube 6859. And 20 cube will be how much? 20 cube will be 8000. This will be the cubes. Correct? These are your squares, these are your cubes. Now let us focus on two numbers. Very important. First number is this one and second number is this one. Similarly over here, this one and this one. So basically there are two numbers, 64 and 729, that are both perfect squares and perfect cubes. So 64 is 8 square, 729 is 27 square. Similarly 16 4 is 4 cube and 729 is 9 cube. So these two numbers, 64 and 729, are both perfect squares and perfect cube. So this concept is also important, you should know. Okay, coming to question number 7. Question number 7, 6 and 222. So if you see over here, this is close to 216. This is basically 216 plus 6 and 216 is 6 cube. Correct? So basically 222 is 6 cube plus 6. So if we have 7, we will have 7 cube plus 7. 7 cube is how much? 343. And if I add 7, I will get 350. So 350 will be my answer, which is given in option number 2. So option number 2 will be the correct answer to this question. Clear? Okay. Question number 8. We have 5, 21, 7 and we have to find the missing element. So we will find the relationship between first pair and then we will use the same relationship between the second pair. Correct? Now, if I look at 21, can I write 21 as 5 raised to the power 2 minus 4? Because this is 25 minus 4. Correct? So can I use the same logic for 7? 7 square minus 6, because this is this was minus 4, correct? So relationship between 5 and 4 is this is minus 1. So between 7 and 6 it will be that this is minus 1. So 7 square minus 6, 49 minus 6 will be 43. This will be my answer, which is given in option number 3. So option number 3 will be the correct answer to this question. Clear? Moving on to question number 9. Question number 9, we have 2, 5, 7 and then we have to find the missing term. Correct? Now 2 and 5. What is the relationship between 2 and 5? I can write 2 into 2 plus 1 will give me 5. How? 4 plus 1 will give me 5. Correct? Now let us apply the same logic on 7. So if I apply the same logic, 7 into 7 plus 1, I will get 49 plus 1, which will give me 50. But do we have an option of 50? No. So we will use the same logic of into 2 plus 1. So 7 into 2 plus 1. It will be 14 plus 1, that is 15. Is 15 in the options? Yes. So option number 2, 15 will be the correct answer to this question. Clear? Okay. Question number 10. Question number 10, we have 5 and 9 and 17 and we have to find the missing term. So first we will identify the relationship between first pair and then we will use the same exact relationship to identify the missing element in second pair. Now, what is the relationship between 5 and 9? This is basically plus 4. So if I add 4 into 17, how much will I get? If I add 4, I'll get 21. Do we have an option of 21? No. So some other logic is being used. Correct? Some other logic is being used. I can say this is basically 5 into 2 minus 1. Correct? This is 10 minus 1. So I will use the same logic over here. Into 2, 17 into 2 minus 1. So I will get how much? 34 minus 1, that is 33. But do we have 33 in the option? No. So this logic is also not being used. Now we have to identify another relationship between 5 and 9. Correct? This logic is not being used. If I look at 5 and 9, I can see this is close to 4 and this is close to 8. 4 is basically 2 square and 8 is basically 2 cube. Correct? So I can say 5 can be written as 2 square plus 1 and 9 can be written as 2 cube plus 1. Correct? 5 can be written as 2 square plus 1, 9 can be written as 2 cube plus 1. How can we write 17? 17 is close to 16. 16 is 4 square, right? So I can write it as 4 square plus 1. Now what is the value of 4 cube? Value of 4 cube is 64. Plus 1 will give me 65. So if I have 4 over here, 65 over here, I can write it as 4 cube plus 1. So my answer will be option number 4, 65. So the logic was, it was square plus 1 and cube plus 1. Similarly, 4 square plus 1 and 4 cube plus 1. This was the logic. Okay. And this is your question number 10. Then we have question number 11. Question number 11, 0, 6 and 24. Very clearly this is plus 6. So if I add 6, I'll get 30. Correct? If I add 6, I'll get 30. So my answer can be this one. Option number 1, 30. Correct? This can be my answer. But now I have another logic also. 0 can be written as 1 square minus 1, 1 minus 1. Similarly, 6 can be written as 3 square minus 3. That is 9 minus 3, which is equals to 6. If I look at 24, 24 can be written as 5 square minus 1, 25 minus 1. So the next one, relationship between 1 and 3 is plus 2. And then 7 square minus 7. Because over here we have minus 3. So minus 7. 49 minus 7 will give me 42. So this can also be my answer. 42 can also be my answer. But in this option, can I see 42? No. So that means this logic is not being used. This logic is not being used. So answer will be option number 1, 30. So whenever you get questions on analogy, sometimes you can get more than one logic. Correct? More than one logic. Even in the previous question we saw, we assumed 3 logics. So whenever you get more than one logic, try to find the answer. Because in your examination, if you're getting more than one answer, let's say if this was 42. Let's say if this was 42, then the student would be confused whether should I mark 30 or 42. Because we have 2 different logics. Then you would get an option called data not sufficient. Okay, this option will be called data not sufficient, or it could be called none of the above, or it could be called more than 2 of the above, more than 2, more than 1, okay, more than 1 of the above. So whenever you get a question like this, or it could be data inadequate, that could be also the word data inadequate. So this can also be a word. So whenever you get a question like this where you are getting more than one answer, in your examination it will be like this. You will get only one correct answer. Okay, but sometimes you can get more than 2 correct answer, more than 1 correct answer. In that case, we will mark this, that data is not sufficient, or it could be more than 1 of the above, or it could be data inadequate. Any of the language will be used. So in that case, you would mark this answer. But if you're getting only single answer, then you will mark this. Okay, because in the same question on analogy, we can use different logics to get different answers. Correct? Now, moving on to question number 12. Question number 12, relationship between 2 and 12 and 36, and we have to find out. So simply 2 and 12 is into 6. Correct? 2 into 6 give me 12. So what will 36 into 6 give me? 36 into 6. 6 into 6, 36. 3 will be carried. 6 into 3, 18. 18 plus 3, how much? 21. So we will get 216 as the answer. This will be the answer which is given in option number 4. So option number 4 will be the correct answer to this question. Okay, now moving on to question number 13. Question number 13, we have 6, 64, 11 and we have to find the missing term. So first find the relationship between first pair, then find the relationship between second pair. So between 6 and 64, I can clearly see 6 plus 2 square, that is 8 square will give me 64. Correct? So now let us apply the same logic. 11 plus 2 square, 11 plus 2 is 13 and 13 square is 169. So 169 will be my answer, which is given in option number 3. Okay, question number 14. This is the first pair, this is the second pair. We have to find the missing element. Now, if I see bigger numbers, I assume that we have to either check the difference or the sum. So let us check the difference between these two numbers. We have 4376 and 3265. If I subtract, I will get 1, 1, 1, 1. So basically, we are adding 1, 1, 1, 1. We are adding 1, 1, 1, 1 to the previous element to get the next element. So here also I will add 1111. Correct? So if I add 4673, I am adding 1, 1, 1, 1. How much will I get? 4875. I will get 5784, 5784, which is given in option number 4. So this will be the correct answer, option number 4. Okay, question number 15, last question for today. We have 292, 146, 582 and we have to find the missing element. So this is pair 1. We have to find the logic in pair 1 and use the exact same logic in pair 2 to find the missing element. Now over here, if I divide 292 by 2, how much will I get? This will be 1. Correct? So 2, 9 will be carried down, or you can do it like this. 292 by 2. This will be 1. Correct? This will be 1, this will be 4, and 1 will be carried, so this will be 6. I'll get 146. So this is basically division by 2. So I'll do the same thing over here. I'll divide it by 2. So if I divide it by 2, how much will I get? 2, 2 times 4. 1 will be carried. 9 times 18 and 1. I'll get 291. This will be my answer, which is given in option number 3. Option number 3 will be my answer, 291. Clear? So this concludes today's lecture. Thank you.